Hello there, you are welcome to HisGov TV. So in today's video lesson, I want us to take and look at the WASSCE 2025 History Paper 2 essay. We have already done the Paper 1, the objective test. So in case you have not watched that paper, you can check that in our playlist, the past questions. So just look for the playlist tab on our channel, and then you click on that. You will get other past questions and the 2025 history objective test there. So let's go straight into the questions. But before we even start answering the questions, let me just start by saying that the history paper 2 is a composite paper. I mean, the history paper in all. So both the section A and then section B, objective test and the essay are a composite paper. When we say a composite paper, we are talking about a paper that you write at a sitting. Now, this is how it is written. You answer the questions on the paper. So as you can see, we have the questions, and then they have provided some space or lines for you to answer the question. So these are the questions. Okay, so the questions are here. Then you write the answers straight on the question paper, so you don't get to bring the section B questions outside. And so that is what it means. Good. So knowing that, let's begin with the lesson. So you write your name here. So the candidates will write the name here. You sign over here. You sign over here. Then your index number. Then your date. The date that the exams was written. You also write that also here. So let's begin with our lessons. So before we even start, here you are to just write the question numbers in order of how you answered them. Okay, so if you answered question number 3 first, you write here 3. You answered question number 2 first, you write 2 first. And then maybe if the next question was 1, you answered 2. You answered question number 2, then you answered question number 3, then you answered question number 4. So you write here 2, 3, 4, indicating that you have answered those questions in that order. Do not write at this area. It is for the teacher. Now let's start with the questions. And this year's questions, as usual, we have the section A, the landmarks of African history, which normally comes from year 10 or from one note. And you are to answer 4 questions in all, at least 1 question from each of the sections. So you answer 1, 1, 1, then you take the second one from any of the sections. Now, the first question, it says, name any 3 gods worshipped by the Pharaonic Egyptians. So you are just to name them, just write the names of the gods. I would show you the answers to the questions after we have read through all the questions. Okay, so do not worry about that, but you can still be answering it by yourself. The ones that you can answer, be trying to do that so that you compare it with my answer, and then you can know where you stand. So 1B says, highlight any 4 ways the Stone Age man used fire to solve the problems of his environment, which is 12 marks. So 4 ways. So 3 times 3, 4 is 12. So each of the point is 3 marks. The point is 1. Your explanation is also 2. So that one is also here. Now let's move on to question number 2. So the question number 2 says, name any 3 Maghrebian states. Just name them, any 3 Maghrebian states that you know of. So you just name them there. And then 2B says, in what 5 ways were the people of North Africa affected by the Arab invasion in the 7th century? So how did the Arabic invasion of the northern sector or the northern part of Africa, the Berbers, how did that affect the culture of the Berber people? Now, let me say that here, for candidates, especially in question number 2A, our candidates are not expected to write the Maghrebian states were or explain what were the Maghrebian states. No. If you know them, just keep it. Just give them the names of the states, please. Make them or make your answers simple as possible. Don't go about writing or now coming to define which states are known as the Maghrebian state and all of that. Let's go to question number 3. It says, outline any 5 problems encountered by the Solomonic dynasty of ancient Ethiopia. So if you could recall, the Solomonic dynasty was a dynasty that came from King Solomon, who ruled Ethiopia. And you've been asked to write just or outline 5 of the problems that he faced. Now, this is 15 marks. So, which means 3 times 5 is 15. So, same here, 3 marks for each of your point. And therefore, it is very important that you don't waste so much time. At least 5 lines for each of your explanations will be okay for you to get your 3 marks, provided your point is clearly stated. Let's look at the next one. Section B says, the 4. In what 5 ways did the activities of the Christian missionaries improve the socio-economic lives of Ghanaians? So, the Christian missionaries, the work that they came to do, the activities of these missionaries, how did it improve socio-economic? When they say socio-economic, they want you to just limit yourself to the social and economic lives of Ghanaians. So you don't add any point about politics or probably a political point, okay? 15 marks. Here, go straight to the question. Please don't start by writing long introduction, mentioning names of European missionaries that came, and even trying to find or to even get the years in which they came. No. Just go straight to the question. These were the 5 just go straight to the point. These were the 5 ways in which the missionary or the Christian missionaries' activity improved the socio-economic lives of Ghanaians. Then you just start to explain them in that order, okay? Now, let's go to question number 5. Says 5A says, list any 3 southern states whose rulers signed the Tripartite Treaty of 1831. You recall that in 1831, when George McLean took over, there was a sign of treaty in his bid to bring about peace in the colony, between the colony and the Gold Coast and the Asante. You recall that he had to sign a peace treaty on behalf of the British, and then also a treaty between the Fante or the southern states and the Asante. And so some of the terms of the treaty, some of the southern states, that's the Fantes, the southern states, not all of them were Fantes, but the southern states who signed the bond, just list any 3 southern states. So they just want the states. Then 5B says, highlight the new 4 contributions of George McLean to the growth of British influence in Ghana. How did McLean's activity influenced the growth of the British in Ghana? So that one is there. And then we also go on to write question number 6. 6A says, list any 3 materials used in pottery making in traditional Ghanaian society. So any 3 materials used in pottery making in traditional society. So any material, you just also mention that. Then we also have 6b says, in what 4 ways was the poultry industry important to the pre-colonial people of Ghana? So the importance of the poultry industry to the people of Ghana. Then let's go to section C. That's the last part. Question number 7 says, outline any 5 factors that contributed to the electoral victory of the Progress Party (PP) led by K. Bujia in 1969. Also 15 marks. So why did K. Bujia win the election in 1969 after the overthrow of Nkrumah? Then 8 says, name any 3 of the big 6 that helped Ghana attain independence. Just 3 of them. 3 of the big 6 that helped Ghana to attain independence. Then 8b says, identify any 4 reasons responsible for the formation of the National Liberation Movement in 1954. Why was the NLM formed? The last one says, highlight any 5 benefit Ghana gained from her membership of the UNO. So the benefits that Ghana derived from being part of the UN. So these were the questions that came. Let's look at the answers. So we have the answers over here. WASSCE 2025 History Answers Paper 2. So these are the names of the 3 gods: Amon-Ra, Aten, Ra, and others. Then these were 4 ways Stone Age man used fire. They are all here as you have seen them. Then let's go down to question number 2. The Maghrebian states, 3 of them are over here. Then Arabs' influences in North Africa, it's also over here, as you have seen it over here. So these are just points, you just explain them. Then we have the question number 3, 5 problems encountered by the Solomonic dynasty of ancient Ethiopia. They are all also here. These are just points, as I have already indicated, so you just have to elaborate on them. We go to 4. 4 says, these were socio-economic, how the missionaries' activities improved the socio-economic development of the Gold Coast. So I have 5 over here. They introduced formal education. Let me do this one for you so that it doesn't become like. So they introduced formal education and all of that also here. Then the question 5, Southern states whose rulers signed the Tripartite Treaty. You recall that one too. They are all also here. Then let's look at the contributions of Sir George Maclean to the growth of the British influence on the Gold Coast. They are also here. Then the question number 6 said, materials for poultry making are also over here. Then we have importance of poultry industry. 4 importance, they are also here. Importance of poultry industries are also here. Now let's look at question number 7. Why Bujia won? 1 was his public image, which is also here. So this is the first point, his public image. He was very popular at that time. Also, the Progress Party won because of the party's also public image. They are all also here. Then the number 8, the last but one, we have question number 8. Names of the big 6, we have some of them here. Reasons responsible for the formation of NLM, we have it also here. Then the question number 9, benefits Ghana gained from UNO. I want you to go and find that for yourself. Okay, good. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day, and I wish you all the best in your exams as you prepare towards your WASSCE exams. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.